Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to know that your presence here today is no accident. There's something inside you that called you to this moment, something that whispered, it's time for change, it's time for healing, it's time for love, and that something is your inner wisdom, your highest self, reaching out and saying, I'm ready to grow, I'm ready to receive all the good that life has to offer. As you settle into this sacred space we're creating together, I want you to take a gentle breath. Feel your body relaxing. Feel your shoulders dropping just a little bit. You don't have to be perfect right now. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be willing to open your heart to the possibility that things can be different, that you can feel different, that your life can unfold in ways that bring you joy and peace and abundance. You know, darling, I've spent so many years working with people just like you, people who carry beautiful hearts, but sometimes forget how magnificent they truly are. People who've been searching for something outside themselves, not realizing that everything they need already lives within them. Today, we're going to water those seeds of love that have always been planted in your heart. We're going to speak words of kindness to your soul, words that will begin to shift everything from the inside out. The affirmations we'll share together aren't just pretty words. They're healing statements that reach into the deepest parts of your being and plant new thoughts, new beliefs, new possibilities. When you speak these words with love and intention, you're literally rewiring your mind for happiness, for health, for all the beautiful experiences that are your birthright. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to place your hand on your heart. Feel that gentle rhythm, that beautiful beat that's been with you since the very beginning. That heart of yours has carried you through everything. It's witnessed your struggles and your triumphs, your tears and your laughter. And today, we're going to honor that heart by filling it with the love it so deeply deserves. Your heart knows the truth about you even when your mind gets confused or scared. Your heart knows that you are worthy of love, worthy of healing, worthy of abundance in every form. As we move through this time together, let your heart be your guide. Let it receive these affirmations like gentle rain on fertile soil, knowing that what we plant today will bloom in the most beautiful ways. There's such courage in being here, in being willing to look at your life and say, I'm ready for something better. That willingness is actually a form of love, love for yourself and love for your future. You're giving yourself a gift today, the gift of your own attention, your own care, your own commitment to growth. So many of us spend our days taking care of everyone else, making sure others are happy and comfortable, but forgetting to extend that same tenderness to ourselves. Today is different. Today, you're choosing to be gentle with yourself, to speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you cherish completely. The words we'll share together are like seeds of transformation. Some will take root immediately, bringing instant comfort and peace. Others will plant themselves deeper, growing slowly and steadily until one day you'll notice that something fundamental has shifted in how you see yourself and your world. Trust the process, darling. Trust that every word spoken with love has power, has purpose, has the ability to create real change. You might notice as we continue that some affirmations feel easier to accept than others. That's perfectly natural. The ones that feel challenging are simply showing you where you need the most healing, where you need the most love. Those are the golden opportunities, the places where the most beautiful growth can happen. Now let's begin to explore together the landscape of your inner world, that beautiful and complex place where all your thoughts and feelings live. You know, most of us were never taught how to tend to this inner garden of ours. We learned how to take care of our bodies, how to brush our teeth and comb our hair, but nobody really showed us how to care for our thoughts, how to nurture our feelings, how to create a loving environment inside our own minds. Think about how you talk to yourself throughout the day. If you really listened to that inner voice, would you be surprised by what you hear? For so many of us, that internal conversation isn't very kind. We say things to ourselves that we would never dream of saying to a friend, a child, or even a stranger. We criticize, we judge, we point out everything that's wrong or imperfect or not quite good enough. But here's what I've learned after all these years of studying the mind and the heart. The way we talk to ourselves becomes the way we experience life. Those thoughts running through your mind all day long aren't just harmless chatter. They're creating your reality moment by moment, thought by thought. When you think loving thoughts about yourself, you create space for loving experiences to enter your life. When you think critical thoughts, you create more reasons to feel criticized and unloved. This isn't about blame, sweet one. You learned these patterns honestly, probably from people who loved you but didn't know any better themselves. Maybe you heard criticism in your childhood home, or perhaps you picked up the message that love had to be earned through perfection. Maybe you absorbed the idea that you weren't quite enough just as you are. These beliefs got planted in your young mind when you were too little to question them, and they've been running the show ever since. But here's the beautiful truth. What was learned can be unlearned. What was planted can be replanted. Your mind is far more flexible and changeable than you might think. Every single day, with every single thought you choose, you have the opportunity to create new patterns, new beliefs, new ways of relating to yourself and your world. The thoughts you think today literally become the foundation for tomorrow's experiences. When you fill your mind with thoughts of love, appreciation, and possibility, you're laying groundwork for a life filled with those very things. When you practice seeing yourself through the eyes of love, the whole world begins to reflect that love back to you. This is why affirmations are so powerful. They give you a way to consciously choose what you're planting in the garden of your mind. Instead of letting old, unconscious patterns run wild, you get to be the gardener of your own consciousness. You get to pull up the weeds of self-doubt and plant flowers of self-love in their place. Your thoughts are always creating, always building, always attracting experiences that match their vibration. This isn't mystical or magical. It's simply how the mind works. When you consistently think thoughts of scarcity, you notice all the ways life feels lacking. When you consistently think thoughts of abundance, you become aware of all the richness that surrounds you every day. The beautiful thing about this understanding is that it puts the power right back in your hands. You're not a victim of your circumstances or your past. You're the artist of your own experience, painting with the colors of your thoughts and feelings. Every moment offers you a fresh canvas, a new opportunity to create something beautiful. Now let's talk about the foundation that all healing and transformation rests upon, self-love. Not the kind of love that depends on achievement or approval from others, but the deep, unconditional love that recognizes your inherent worth simply because you exist. This is the love that says, I accept myself exactly as I am right now, while remaining open to growth and change. Self-love isn't selfish or narcissistic, as some people fear. True self-love is actually the most generous thing you can offer the world, because when you love yourself deeply, you have so much more love to give to others. You can't pour from an empty cup, as they say, and self-love is what keeps your cup full and overflowing. Many of us learned early that love was conditional, that we had to be good enough or smart enough or pretty enough to deserve affection and care. But real love, the kind that heals and transforms, doesn't have conditions attached. It simply says, you are precious exactly as you are. You matter. You belong. You are enough. Learning to love yourself is like learning a new language. At first, the words might feel foreign on your tongue. You might not believe what you're saying. That's okay. Keep speaking the language of love anyway. Keep practicing these new words of kindness toward yourself. Your subconscious mind is listening, absorbing, beginning to create new pathways of self-acceptance. One of the most powerful ways to practice self-love is through mirror work. This involves looking into your own eyes in the mirror and speaking words of love and encouragement to yourself. It might feel awkward at first, even silly, but there's something profound about making eye contact with yourself and offering the love you've been seeking from others. When you look in the mirror, you might notice all the things you want to change or criticize. That's normal. But instead of focusing on what you perceive as flaws, try speaking to yourself as you would to a beloved friend who was feeling insecure. Say things like, "I love you. I accept you. You are beautiful just as you are. You are doing the best you can." Watch how your whole energy begins to shift when you offer yourself this kind of tenderness. Self-love also means treating yourself with the same kindness you would show to someone you care about deeply. It means speaking gently to yourself when you make mistakes, celebrating your small victories, honoring your needs and feelings, and making choices that support your well-being and happiness. The affirmation, "I love and accept myself completely," might feel like a stretch right now, and that's perfectly fine. You can start with something that feels more manageable, like "I am willing to love myself," or "I am learning to treat myself with kindness." The important thing is to begin somewhere, to plant that first seed of self-compassion and watch it grow. As you practice loving yourself more fully, you'll notice that other people begin to treat you differently too. This isn't magic. It's simply that when you value yourself, you naturally communicate to others that you expect to be treated with respect and care. You stop settling for less than you deserve because you know, deep in your bones, that you deserve the very best. Self-love is also about forgiveness, especially forgiving yourself for all the times you've been less than perfect, all the mistakes you've made, all the ways you've fallen short of your own expectations. Forgiveness doesn't mean what you did was okay. It means you're ready to stop punishing yourself and move forward with compassion and wisdom. Every day offers you countless opportunities to practice self-love. When you choose to eat nourishing food, you're loving your body. When you speak kindly to yourself after making a mistake, you're loving your spirit. When you set healthy boundaries in relationships, you're loving your emotional well-being. When you follow your dreams and honor your passions, you're loving your authentic self. The journey of self-love isn't always smooth or easy. There will be days when the old critical voices seem louder than your new loving ones. There will be moments when you forget to be gentle with yourself and slip back into old patterns of judgment. When this happens, don't add self-criticism on top of self-criticism. Simply notice what's happening with compassion and gently redirect yourself back toward love. You are so much more magnificent than you realize, darling. You are a unique expression of life itself, with gifts and talents and a perspective that no one else possesses. You have survived everything life has brought you so far, and that takes incredible strength and resilience. You have the capacity to love, to learn, to grow, to contribute something beautiful to this world. As we continue this journey together, I want you to know that every step you take toward greater self-love is sacred. You're not just changing your own life, you're contributing to the healing of the world. When you love yourself more fully, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible when someone decides to treat themselves with kindness and respect. The beautiful thing about self-love is that it naturally leads us to the next essential step in our healing journey, letting go of what no longer serves us. You see, when you begin to truly value yourself, you start to notice all the things in your life that don't honor that value. Old grudges that weigh down your heart, limiting beliefs that keep you small, patterns of behavior that drain your energy instead of filling you up. Releasing what doesn't serve us isn't about pushing things away with force or anger. It's about opening our hands with love and saying, "Thank you for the lessons you've taught me, but I'm ready to move forward now." It's like cleaning out a closet full of clothes that no longer fit. You don't hate those old garments. You simply recognize that they belong to an earlier version of yourself, and now you need space for clothes that fit who you're becoming. One of the most powerful things we can release is the need to hold on to past hurts and resentments. Now, I know this might feel challenging. Maybe you're thinking, "But they hurt me. They don't deserve my forgiveness." And you're right, darling. Forgiveness isn't about what anyone else deserves. Forgiveness is about what you deserve. And what you deserve is freedom from carrying around the heavy burden of anger and pain. When we hold on to resentment, we're essentially allowing the people who hurt us to continue hurting us day after day through our own thoughts and feelings. We replay their words, relive their actions, and keep ourselves trapped in a painful past that we can't change. But when we choose to forgive, we're not saying what they did was okay. We're saying that we're ready to stop letting their actions control our happiness. The affirmation, "I forgive everyone who has ever hurt me and I set myself free," might feel impossible right now, and that's okay. Forgiveness is often a process, not a single moment. You might start with something gentler, like, "I am willing to forgive," or "I choose to release this pain for my own healing." The willingness is what opens the door. The rest can unfold in its own perfect time. But it's not just other people we need to forgive. Often the person we've been holding the biggest grudge against is ourselves. We carry around shame and regret for things we said or didn't say, did or didn't do. We punish ourselves over and over for being human, for making mistakes, for not being perfect. Self-forgiveness is one of the most loving gifts you can give yourself. It says, "I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. I've learned from my mistakes, and now I choose to move forward with wisdom and compassion." When you forgive yourself, you create space for new experiences, new choices, new ways of being in the world. Releasing also means letting go of beliefs that keep you stuck in limitation. These might be beliefs about what you can or can't do, what you're worth, what's possible for someone like you. Many of these beliefs were handed down to you by well-meaning people who were simply sharing their own limitations, but their limitations don't have to become yours. The belief that "I'm not good enough" might have served a purpose at one time, perhaps protecting you from disappointment or rejection, but now it's just keeping you from stepping into your full potential. The belief that money is hard to come by might have been true for your family, but it doesn't have to be true for you. The belief that love always ends in pain might have seemed logical based on past experiences, but it's preventing you from opening your heart to new possibilities. As you release these old beliefs, you create space for new ones that actually support your happiness and growth. Instead of "I'm not good enough," you can plant "I am worthy of all good things." Instead of "money is hard to come by," you can choose "abundance flows easily into my life." Instead of "love always ends in pain," you can embrace "I am worthy of love that nurtures and supports me." Letting go also means releasing the need to control everything. So many of us exhaust ourselves trying to manage every detail of our lives and the lives of those around us. We think that if we just try hard enough, worry enough, plan enough, we can prevent anything bad from happening. But control is largely an illusion, and the effort to maintain it costs us our peace and joy. When you release the need to control, you make space for something far more powerful: trust. Trust in life's natural flow. Trust in your own ability to handle whatever comes. Trust that there's a wisdom at work in the universe that's far greater than anything your worried mind can figure out. The affirmation, "I release what I cannot control and trust in the perfect unfolding of my life," can bring such relief. It doesn't mean you become passive or stop making efforts toward your goals. It means you do what you can with love and then allow life to meet you halfway. Now, as we create space by releasing what no longer serves us, we open ourselves to one of the most beautiful experiences available to human beings: healing. Healing isn't just something that happens to your body when you're sick or injured. Healing is a constant process of returning to wholeness, of aligning with the natural state of harmony and well-being that is your birthright. Your body is so much wiser than you might realize. It knows how to heal a cut, how to fight off infections, how to rebuild and repair itself in countless ways. But your body doesn't just respond to physical influences. It's constantly listening to your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs about yourself and your health. When you speak loving words to your body, when you appreciate all the incredible things it does for you every single day, when you send it thoughts of gratitude and respect, you're actually supporting its natural healing processes. Your body hears everything you think about it, and it responds accordingly. The affirmation, "Every cell in my body vibrates with health and vitality," isn't just wishful thinking. It's you actively participating in your own healing by aligning your consciousness with wellness. When you say, "My body knows how to heal itself perfectly," you're reminding both your conscious and unconscious mind of a fundamental truth. Healing happens on so many levels beyond just the physical. There's emotional healing, which is about finding peace with your feelings and learning to process them in healthy ways. There's mental healing, which involves releasing toxic thought patterns and creating new ones that support your well-being. There's spiritual healing, which connects you with the deeper meaning and purpose in your life. Sometimes healing feels gentle and gradual, like a warm sunrise slowly bringing light to the landscape of your life. Other times it can feel more intense, like a thunderstorm that clears the air and washes everything clean. Both types of healing are perfect. Your system knows exactly what pace and intensity will serve you best. One of the most powerful healers is love itself. When you direct love toward any area of your life that needs healing, whether it's your body, your relationships, your finances, or your emotional well-being, you're sending the highest vibrational energy available. Love dissolves fear. Love transforms pain. Love opens doorways to possibilities you might never have considered. You can visualize healing light filling every cell of your body, or you can simply place your hands on your heart and send love to yourself. You can speak words of appreciation to your body for all it does, or you can quietly affirm your willingness to be whole and healthy. The specific method matters less than the love and intention behind it. Healing also involves learning to listen to your body's wisdom. Your body is constantly communicating with you through sensations, energy levels, cravings, and symptoms. When you pay attention to these messages with curiosity rather than judgment, you can often discover what your body needs to feel better. Maybe your body is asking for more rest, more movement, more nutritious food, or more time in nature. Maybe it's asking you to address emotional stress that's showing up as physical symptoms. Maybe it's simply asking for more love and appreciation for all the incredible work it does every day. The affirmation, "I listen to my body with love and respond to its needs with care," helps you develop this beautiful partnership with your physical self. Instead of treating your body as something to control or fix, you begin relating to it as a wise friend who's always working in your best interest. As healing happens, as you release what doesn't serve you and align with what does, you naturally begin to attract more abundance into your life. Abundance isn't just about money, though financial prosperity can certainly be part of it. Abundance is about having plenty of everything that makes life rich and fulfilling: love, joy, health, meaningful relationships, opportunities for growth, experiences that feed your soul. The universe is inherently abundant. Look around at nature and you'll see this everywhere. There are billions of stars in the sky, countless grains of sand on beaches, flowers that bloom in endless varieties, trees that produce fruit year after year without worry or struggle. Abundance is the natural state of life itself. But many of us were taught to think in terms of scarcity, to believe that there isn't enough to go around, that if someone else has something good, it means less for us. These beliefs create a mental filter that causes us to notice all the ways life feels lacking, while missing all the ways it's actually overflowing with gifts. When you shift from scarcity thinking to abundance thinking, everything changes. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you begin to notice all the richness that's already present in your life. Instead of competing with others for limited resources, you realize that there's more than enough for everyone to thrive. The affirmation, "I live in an abundant universe, and there is plenty for everyone, including me," begins to reprogram your mind to expect good things. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly helps you align with financial prosperity. I attract loving relationships into my life, opens you to connections that nurture and support you. But abundance isn't just about attracting external things. It's also about recognizing the wealth you already possess. You have the abundance of breath flowing through your body, the abundance of love in your heart, the abundance of possibilities available to you in every moment. You have the abundance of your unique gifts and talents, your experiences and wisdom, your capacity to learn and grow and contribute. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift into abundance consciousness. When you appreciate what you already have, you signal to the universe that you're ready to receive more. Gratitude doesn't mean you have to be satisfied with less than you desire. It means you acknowledge the good that's already present while remaining open to even greater good flowing into your life. You might start a gratitude practice by appreciating simple things: the warm water that flows from your tap, the roof over your head, the food on your table, the people who care about you. As you practice noticing and appreciating these gifts, you'll find yourself naturally aware of more and more abundance in your daily experience. The affirmation, "I am grateful for all the good in my life, and I welcome even more good to come," creates a beautiful cycle of appreciation and attraction. The more grateful you feel, the more you find to be grateful for. The more you expect good things, the more likely you are to notice them when they appear. Abundance also means being generous with yourself and others. When you operate from a place of plenty rather than scarcity, you can afford to be generous with your love, your time, your talents, your resources. You can share freely because you trust that the flow of good things is constant and renewable. This doesn't mean you should ignore practical responsibilities or give away more than you can afford. It means you approach life with an open heart and open hands, ready to give and receive in equal measure. You offer your gifts to the world while remaining open to receiving the gifts that others want to share with you. Understanding abundance prepares us beautifully for one of the most empowering realizations you can have. You have the power to create entirely new thought patterns. Your brain is remarkably flexible, constantly forming new neural pathways based on what you think and focus on most often. This means that no matter how long you've been thinking in certain ways, no matter how deeply ingrained your patterns might seem, you can literally rewire your mind for greater happiness, health, and success. Think of your thoughts as rivers flowing through the landscape of your mind. Over time, water carves deeper and deeper channels in the earth, making it easier for future water to flow in the same direction. Your thought patterns work similarly. The thoughts you've repeated most often have carved the deepest channels, making those patterns feel automatic and unchangeable. But here's the beautiful truth: you can create new rivers. Every time you consciously choose a loving thought over a critical one, every time you replace worry with trust, every time you shift from lack to gratitude, you're directing the flow of your mental energy in a new direction. At first, these new pathways might feel shallow and uncertain, but with repetition and patience, they become the new superhighways of your consciousness. The key to creating lasting change is consistency rather than perfection. You don't need to monitor every single thought that passes through your mind. That would be exhausting and impossible. Instead, you can gently notice when you're caught in old patterns and lovingly redirect yourself toward thoughts that serve you better. When you catch yourself thinking, "I never do anything right," you can pause and choose, "I'm learning and growing every day." When the thought, "nothing ever works out for me," arises, you can replace it with, "good things are always flowing into my life." It's like training a muscle. Each time you make this choice, you're strengthening your ability to think in ways that support your happiness. The affirmation, "I choose thoughts that support my highest good," is a powerful reminder that you always have a choice. You might not be able to control the first thought that pops into your mind, but you can absolutely choose what you do with it. You can either feed it with attention and repetition, or you can gently redirect your focus towards something more loving and constructive. Repetition is the mother of all learning. Just as you learn to tie your shoes or ride a bicycle through repetition, you can learn new ways of thinking through consistent practice. The thoughts you repeat most often become your dominant mental habits, and your dominant mental habits shape your experience of life. This is why affirmations are so powerful when used consistently over time. You're not just saying pretty words. You're literally reconditioning your mind to expect good things, to see possibilities instead of limitations, to operate from love instead of fear. Every repetition is like adding another layer of positive conditioning to your subconscious mind. Some people worry that positive thinking means denying reality or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about choosing to focus on what's working rather than what's wrong, on solutions rather than problems, on possibilities rather than limitations. It's about training your mind to be your ally rather than your enemy. Your subconscious mind is like a faithful servant that never questions your instructions. It simply accepts whatever you tell it most consistently and works to make that your reality. When you repeatedly think thoughts of scarcity, your subconscious finds evidence to support that belief. When you consistently think thoughts of abundance, it finds evidence for that instead. The beautiful thing about creating new thought patterns is that you don't have to believe the new thoughts completely at first. Your willingness to practice them is enough to begin the process of change. As you repeat affirmations like, "I am worthy of love," or "I trust life to support me," your subconscious gradually accepts these as truth, even if your conscious mind has doubts initially. Be patient with yourself as you develop these new mental habits. You've been thinking in certain ways for years, maybe decades. It's natural that change would take some time. What matters is that you've begun. Every positive thought you choose is like a vote for the life you want to create. The more votes you cast for love, abundance, and joy, the more your life will reflect those qualities. Now let's talk about how to integrate these powerful practices into your daily life in ways that feel natural and sustainable. The most beautiful affirmations in the world won't create lasting change if they remain just words on a page or thoughts you have occasionally. The magic happens when you weave these practices into the fabric of your everyday experience. One of the most effective ways to maintain your new positive momentum is to create simple rituals around your affirmation practice. This might mean saying your affirmations while you brush your teeth in the morning, repeating them during your commute to work, or reflecting on them before you fall asleep at night. When you attach new habits to existing routines, they're much more likely to stick. Your mirror work can become a daily gift you give yourself. Each morning, take just a minute or two to look into your own eyes and speak words of love and encouragement. You might say something like, "Good morning, beautiful. I love you. Today is going to be wonderful." It might feel awkward at first, but stick with it. This simple practice can transform how you feel about yourself and how you move through your day. Throughout your day, you can use affirmations as gentle redirections whenever you notice your thoughts heading in an unhelpful direction. If you catch yourself worrying about the future, you can silently repeat, "I trust that everything is working out for my highest good." If you start comparing yourself to others, you can remind yourself, "I am perfectly me, and that is enough." You can also create visual reminders of your affirmations. Write them on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them regularly, on your bathroom mirror, your computer monitor, your car dashboard. Set reminders on your phone with positive messages. Surround yourself with words that uplift and inspire you. Journaling is another powerful way to integrate these practices. You might write your affirmations by hand each morning, which helps imprint them more deeply in your consciousness. Or you could keep a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things you appreciate about your life each day. This simple practice trains your mind to notice and focus on what's going well. The key is to find approaches that feel good to you and that you can realistically maintain. If morning affirmations don't fit your schedule, try evening ones. If writing feels like a chore, speak your affirmations out loud instead. The most important thing is consistency, not perfection. You might also create affirmations that address specific areas of your life where you want to see change. If you're working on improving your health, you might repeat, "My body is strong and vital," or "I make choices that support my well-being." If you're seeking better relationships, you could affirm, "I attract loving, supportive people into my life," or "I am worthy of healthy, happy relationships." Remember that affirmations work best when they're stated in the present tense, as if they're already true. Instead of saying, "I will be happy," say, "I am happy." Instead of, "I want to be successful," try, "I am successful in all I do." This helps your subconscious mind accept these statements as current reality rather than future possibilities. Be gentle with yourself on days when the practice feels harder or when you forget to do your affirmations. Self-compassion is just as important as consistency. Simply notice what happened without judgment and begin again. Every moment offers a fresh opportunity to choose thoughts that serve you. As you continue this journey of transformation, it's essential to trust your own unique path and timing. In a world that often pressures us to hurry up and achieve quick results, it takes courage to honor your own pace of growth and healing. But this is exactly what you must do because your journey is unlike anyone else's, and it's unfolding in exactly the way it needs to. You might look at other people and think they have it all figured out, that their transformation happened faster or easier than yours. But comparing your inside to someone else's outside is never fair or accurate. You don't know what challenges they've faced or what inner work they've done. You only know what's visible on the surface. Your journey has brought you exactly the experiences you needed to become who you are today. Every challenge has taught you something valuable. Every setback has made you stronger. Every moment of pain has deepened your capacity for compassion. Even the experiences that felt like mistakes or failures have contributed to your wisdom and growth. The affirmation, "I trust my journey and honor my perfect timing," can bring such peace when you're feeling impatient with your progress or frustrated with where you are in life. You are exactly where you need to be right now, learning exactly what you need to learn, growing in exactly the ways that serve your highest good. This doesn't mean you should become passive or stop working toward your dreams. It means you can relax into the process, knowing that your efforts are being supported by a wisdom far greater than your worried mind can comprehend. You can take inspired action while remaining unattached to specific timelines or outcomes. Sometimes the path forward isn't clear. Sometimes you feel confused about what step to take next. This is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a natural part of growth and transformation. In these moments, you can trust that clarity will come when you need it. You can affirm, "I trust my inner wisdom to guide me," and then listen for the whispers of your intuition. Your intuition is always available to you, though it speaks more softly than the worried chatter of your mind. It's that quiet knowing, that gentle pull towards something, that sense of rightness when you're aligned with your truth. The more you practice listening to this inner voice and following its guidance, the stronger and clearer it becomes. Trust also means accepting that some days will feel easier than others. There will be days when your affirmations flow naturally and you feel aligned with love and abundance. There will be other days when old patterns feel stronger and you struggle to maintain your positive focus. Both kinds of days are part of the journey. On the difficult days, you can remind yourself, "This too shall pass, and I am stronger than any challenge I face." You can trust that every experience, even the uncomfortable ones, is serving your growth in some way. Sometimes you need to move through old emotions in order to release them completely. Sometimes you need to face your fears in order to discover your courage. Your worth is not determined by how positive you feel or how perfectly you practice these techniques. Your worth is inherent, unchanging, based on the simple fact that you exist. You don't have to earn your value through spiritual practice or personal development. You are precious exactly as you are, while still being free to grow and evolve. The affirmation, "I am worthy of all good things regardless of my perceived imperfections," can help when you're being hard on yourself about your progress. You don't have to be perfect to deserve love, happiness, and abundance. You just have to be willing to open your heart to receive these gifts. And now, my beautiful friend, as our time together draws to a close, I want you to know how proud I am of you for being here, for being willing to invest in your own growth and healing. The very fact that you've spent this time with me, opening your heart to new possibilities, shows how much love you have for yourself and your life. You came here seeking something, perhaps healing, perhaps abundance, perhaps simply a reminder of your own worth. I hope you're leaving with all of that and more. I hope you're feeling the love that has always surrounded you, even when you couldn't see it. I hope you're sensing the infinite possibilities that stretch out before you like a beautiful open road. The affirmations we've shared together aren't just words to be forgotten when this time ends. They're seeds of transformation that you can carry with you wherever you go. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness, every time you choose a loving thought over a fearful one, every time you affirm your worth and open to abundance, you're tending to those seeds and watching them grow. Remember that you have everything you need within you right now. You have the power to heal, the capacity to love, the ability to create a life that brings you joy. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions or until you feel completely ready. You can begin right now, right where you are, with exactly what you have. The universe is always conspiring in your favor, always working to bring you experiences that support your highest good. Sometimes this might not be obvious, especially when you're going through challenging times. But if you look back over your life, you'll probably see how even the difficult periods led to growth, wisdom, or opportunities you wouldn't have had otherwise. Trust in this loving support that surrounds you always. Trust in your own inner wisdom and strength. Trust that every step you take toward greater self-love and healing matters, even when the changes feel small or slow. You are making a difference in your own life and in the lives of everyone around you. As you continue forward from this moment, carry with you the knowing that you are deeply loved, infinitely valuable, and worthy of every good thing life has to offer. You are a beautiful, unique expression of life itself, and the world is better because you're in it. Let's close with one final affirmation that you can take with you into your beautiful life. I am love. I am light. I am worthy of all good things. I trust my journey and open my heart to receive all the abundance, healing, and joy that is my birthright, and so it is. Take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and know that this love, this healing, this abundance is not just possible for you, it's already on its way. You are so very loved, dear one. Go forward and shine your beautiful light in the world.